Hey y'all, this movie will be about boundaries, which I felt like God was just saying that everybody likes the topic of boundaries, whether you're a Christian or not. Boundaries are really important. There's a book called Boundaries that was written by two pastors that went to my church. I guess from age 14 to 25, I went to Mariners Church in Irvine, California. And two of the pastors there were Dr. Clouden Townsend. Anyways, they wrote this book. The subtitle is When to Say Yes, How to Say No to Take Control of Your Life. So, it's really important that we all understand boundaries because it makes our relationships better. Boundaries prevent you from getting walked all over, and they help you not walk all over others. So that's good. Okay, here's what came up when I searched on openbible.com, the Bible verses that relate to boundaries. Proverbs 25:17. Let your foot be seldom in your neighbor's house, lest he have his fill of you and hate you. In your neighbor's house. That's not your own house. That's your neighbor's house. But this actually can apply to anybody that you know. If you're around them too much, if you talk too much, if you touch them too much. You just have to be careful to not be too much for anyone that you know. If you text them too much, if you call them too much, things like that. So now this doesn't just apply to you physically being in your neighbor's house. It can apply to anything. Anything that you could do that could annoy other people. Watch out for that. So, yeah, if you're too much for someone, they will have their fill of you and hate you. Why? I don't know, just because they get sick of you. So watch out for that. Galatians 6:5. Oh, I was going to say the reason that verse came up is because in the book Boundaries, there's a story at the beginning of a woman dealing with her mom, and her mom keeps giving her the guilt trip about wanting to come over and call her all the time and stuff like that. And she's just like, Mom, I'm taking care of my kids. You know, I can't be like focused on you all the time. So, anyways, yeah. Everybody needs to set boundaries with everybody that they know, or else you'll get overwhelmed, because you can't take care of everybody. Galatians 6:5, for each will have to bear his own load. So, it talks about this in the book Boundaries, that there is also a verse that says, carry each other's burdens. But there's a difference between a burden and a load. So you have your daily load that you have to deal with, and you can't dish that out onto someone else. But burdens, we can ask for other people to help us with if they're willing to. But if they're not, then we just have to accept their no and be okay with that. Okay, this verse came up. Do not be unequally yoked with unbelievers, for what partnership has righteousness with lawlessness, or what fellowship has light with darkness? This can apply to roommates, coworkers, spouses, boyfriend, girlfriend, just any relationship that you could possibly have in life. You have to be careful about not being yoked with unbelievers. What does that mean? The people that you spend the most time with. If you're a Christian, you should be spending the majority of your time with other Christians, if you can. And I had to work at Papa John's for 3 years, and I was around non-Christians. But you can be around non-Christians, but not consider them your best friends. And you don't have to talk to them that much. So, I was just thinking, if you're watching this video and you feel like Christians have shunned you, that's why. Because we have to protect our light, I guess, is a good way to explain it. The more that you're around darkness, the less light you feel like you have. You get drained. So, yeah. Protect your light. Watch out who you're yoked up with. Let your speech always be gracious, seasoned with salt, so that you may know how you ought to answer each person. Boundaries affects your words. The better boundaries you have, the nicer you can be to people. Because you're giving as much as you want to give and not beyond that. A soft answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. So if you're trying to tell somebody no who really doesn't want to hear your no, say it in a soft way so that they will accept it. Yeah. That's the main thing with boundaries, is that there's some people who don't want to accept your no, but you have to say no anyways if it will drain you too much to say yes. And I remember when I first heard about boundaries, I was like, well, that doesn't seem very Christian. What about turn the other cheek? What about love? And, but is love is sacrificial. Love is giving of yourself. But if you give of yourself too much, you're going to turn into an irritable person. So that is why boundaries was written. That's why the concept was created. Because if you're too nice, people will walk all over you, and you won't ever get to rest or sleep or eat. And mothers can feel this sometimes, like we're just giving, and then we get sleep deprived, we don't eat. Sometimes our kids won't let us eat. So you really have to work on boundaries and taking care of yourself so that you can take care of other people better. Yes, makes sense. Yes. So go work on your boundaries today. And if you have some steamroller controlling people that can't hear your no, you need to stand up to them and you need to say, I'm sorry, but I can't do everything. I can't take care of everyone. Okay? And maybe pray before you have that confrontation, because sometimes you need to have those confrontations. God bless. May God bless you in all your relationships.